It's the first day of the week and the 13th Sunday left in 2024. Time, they say, waits on no man. That plan you had at the start of the year is still possible to achieve. So what are you waiting for? Start your execution now. Hello and welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Adrian Atkinson. As always, we have a wonderful show lined up just for you. Do stay tuned.
It's back to school time here in Jamaica. Parents, instead of tossing out those gently used textbooks,
we are encouraging you across Jamaica. Parents, you have children who have come through one grade going on to another grade and you have textbooks that are in good condition. Please don't just get rid of them and set them aside. Let us exchange them with other parents who could use that so they don't have to fork out all of that money to buy a new set of books. And you can maybe do an exchange with a parent who is with a child in a higher grade that your child will be progressing to.
Save some money and help someone else gear up for the new school year. It's a win-win for everyone.
Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs only to the people who prepare for it today. Poignant words from the man called Malcolm X. The government knows this all too well and is always looking for ways to put its people on the path of discovery. Chief Business Executive at City and Guilds, Dr. Bentley Brown, is here to shed some light on a most intriguing partnership between Educational Facility and the Ministry of Education and Youth. Let's find out more next.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with accurate and timely information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm Theodore Henry. This organization is home to renowned vocational and technical programs of learning and apprenticeships, offering assessment, qualification, certification, and digital credentials. They signed a 10-year contract to the Ministry of Education and Youth in November 2019 for the provision of examinations in mathematics, English, customer service, and skills proficiency awards across 12 occupational pathways, and that includes engineering. We are speaking about City and Guilds, and today we have the Chief Business Executive, Dr. Bentley A. Brown, to give us an insight into how this examination body is improving the lives of our Jamaican students. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Brown.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Let's jump right in to Get the Facts. City and Guilds, everybody knows the name. I'm not sure everybody knows what it does, though. So give us that overview. What is the City and Guilds? What's its purpose?
Well, I must state that we have been around for 146 years.
All right.
Since 1878. We operate from the UK as a charity,
okay,
first and foremost, under the British Royal Charter. We operate in over 80 countries worldwide. As far as Dubai,
right,
which boasts quite a lot of our educational programs and pathways, the importance is primarily around our vocational approach as it relates to being an examination body internationally. So, within the Jamaican context, you have NCTVET, which is the national exam body.
Right.
You have CSEC, which is the regional exam body, and we are the international exam body. So our qualifications and programs take you right across the world.
Right.
You mentioned earlier about our contract with the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
We have the skills proficiency. Well, the engineering is a separate program from the skills proficiency awards. So we offer a diploma in engineering, primarily in electrical and electronics and the maintenance technology. So we operate in over 200 high schools locally.
Right.
One of our leading partners as well is the Heart NSTA Trust. Through their respective centers island-wide, offers our programs, they offer all the qualifications that we offer through the Ministry of Education. And we do have private centers, with Distinction College being the leading provider within the region. The Jamaican Caribbean representative, the Caribbean representative office sits here in Jamaica,
right,
for the entire region, in which we cover 7 Caribbean islands as well.
Okay.
So the same exams that are sat here in Jamaica, which are dated exams in terms of the math and English, are similar to what is sat, right, as far as South Africa.
Right.
Right. So And I can share with you that City and Guilds, we sit on the Ofqual British qualification framework. So we're heavy on quality. We're heavy on the process of verification, assessment, to the extent that our assessment unit is based in South Africa.
And that would be pretty necessary considering that your scope is international.
And practical. So it requires quite a lot of verification and assessment in terms of looking at portfolios, looking at practical assessments. So we have a lot of EQAs here locally who move around, which operates independent of our office.
Right.
So those instructions come directly from South Africa to go in to assess, for example, Mount Alvernia, who does the Skills Proficiency Awards, or a Tarrant High or a Dunoon. So these persons go in and ensure that those standards are maintained. In terms of the math and English, we just this year alone, we had basically looking at the pass rate, we had a 56% pass rate for math,
right,
which really spanned right across the respective high schools in Jamaica and the region in itself. We sort of had a higher average in comparison to the regional exam.
Oh, okay.
And our stage 3 math maps closest to the CSEC math. It is widely accepted in all the tertiary institutions here locally. We have endorsements from more than 12 local entities, government entities, and tertiary institutions. So we're here, and we're here to stay, and we're here to do some work and offer education to the nation.
Wonderful. That was thorough. And you gave me something which I'm still thinking about right now. NCTVET,
Yes.
local examination body, CSEC, regional, and City and Guilds is international. Now, what are the key benefits? I understand the scaling of scope, but what are the key benefits of obtaining a City and Guilds qualification for career development as opposed to, CSEC? Because you mentioned that you're in the high schools, which is where CSEC is as well, NCTVET is as well. What's the comparative benefit and the key benefits?
Well, the regional exam is more geared towards an academic approach. We are here to provide that vocational scaffolding for you.
I want you to open up that word, vocational.
Yeah, I mean, skills, if I can piggyback from what Dr. Ingleton from the Heart and Estate Trust mentioned, she said skills pay the bills. So, we do believe that despite the fact that you need doctors, you need lawyers, you need teachers, you still need a plumber, you need an electrician, you need an engineer, you need mechanics, and that's what we provide. That's scaffolding for vocational education. I mean, in this fourth industrial revolution, right across the world, you'd have seen locally where we're struggling to find even laborers. Most recently, a company advertised for 146 maintenance. I think it was Vicinco, advertised for 146 maintenance engineers. And that is within the capacity of even persons just managing a plant, doing electrical work, plumbing, just the general maintenance of a plant. Where, we're in the studio now, and you are the host, but despite you being the host, there's a significant machinery going on right around us.
So it is.
That you and I could not manage.
True.
And these persons are engineers in their own respective right, and they embrace vocational concepts. So that's our focus. We prepare you for the world of work so you can even move on to another series of employment.
Got it. You cleared it up. Perfectly for me by expanding that whole idea of vocational. As you said, skills pay the bills. More on this discussion with Chief Business Executive at City and Guilds, Dr. Bentley A. Brown, when we return after the break. Please stay with us.
Attitude is something which productivity will require, and a good attitude. So these are conversations which are difficult, because how do you instill a good attitude? It starts by the kinds of activities that you engage your children in at an early age. What are we teaching our children even in our own homes? How do they see us reacting to challenges? How do they hear us addressing issues? That's what's going to shape their attitude and their mindset.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We've learned so far that City and Guilds qualifications are also recognized in other countries. It's international, which can expand career opportunities for individuals. Now, let's delve deeper into the 10-year contract we mentioned that the examination body has signed with the Ministry of Education and Youth. Dr. Brown, the 10-year contract signed in 2019, so we're 5 years in?
5 years in.
5 years in. Okay, so we know the who.
Right.
That's with the Ministry of Education. But what is it? What does it cover and why?
Well, initially, the challenge, having been a past educator of an institution as well, there are traditional high schools in Jamaica and you have technical high schools.
Right.
There was a wide gap in terms of the technical offerings in the schools and an opportunity as well.
Wide gap in terms of technical subjects being offered?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Uptake.
So, for example, during COVID, we had the opportunity to also exercise a more stringent approach in terms of how you assess. So, students who sat most of our technical subjects had the opportunity to do recordings from home, for example, food prep,
Right.
SPA, Skills Proficiency Award in food preparations. They had that latitude to prepare their practical assessments from home. Their parents could have allowed, or assisted in terms of recording and submitted that in the form of a portfolio.
Okay.
But during COVID, we were all locked down for a little while.
Yeah.
Right? And again, it was good enough to the extent that most students had the opportunity of doing a dual exam approach. So they sat both math and English at CSEC and the City and Guilds.
Okay.
So the contract really covers math, English, the 12 Skills Proficiency Awards, customer service,
Okay.
because we do offer customer service.
Yes, we did mention that in the intro.
This year alone, we registered over 7,000 students island-wide for customer service.
Benefiting from the boon of, for example, call centers and such.
Correct.
Right.
And customer service is everyday life. Quite a lot of our graduates enjoy being employed in the hospitality industry and the business sector as a result of their qualifications in customer service. And importantly, the engineering, which we are pushing very wide and far now across Jamaica, because Jamaica is lacking engineers. So that contract in itself really saved or created that ethos for Jamaican students to become more technically rounded and to have the opportunity to matriculate to work or to higher education in a vocational year per se.
Right. And I think in answering the why, you had underlined that there's a gap.
There's a gap.
Right, so there's a lot of academia happening in our high schools, but the vocational training. All right, so we've often heard that we have to prepare Jamaicans for the future. Can't just teach anything we want, right? Jamaica is a part of a global village. So how does City and Guilds decide what to offer?
Well, if you should look at our website, a fraction of what we offer here in Jamaica, it's so small in comparison to what is offered in the UK, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, England in particular. The scope of qualifications are much wider, so we're looking to really bring or to widen the pool here in Jamaica, or the Caribbean region in particular.
Which would require what?
Well, an application, a process, presenting a business case to London to let them know the viability of having the qualification here.
Okay.
We have quite a lot of centers in the region who offer different qualifications. For example, we offer PRA, which is called Professional Recognition Award. So you are a journalist in your field for over 5 years. You can be assessed in your field, and you can be awarded a professional level 8 certification, which is a membership of City and Guilds Institute, which takes you far and wide.
Okay.
We offer assured programs as well. So, for example, Distinction College would write some healthcare programs. We vet, we assess, we send them off for verification, and we assure them. So the word assured is similar to what is recognized here as accreditation. So we use assured and Jamaica use accreditation.
Okay.
So we have quite a lot of programs in that context. We have the employability skills, which is a major game changer. It creates that atmosphere for employment and just understanding social skills and values. So most recently, the most honorable Prime Minister of Jamaica had the LIFT program. And you'd have heard about that.
Yes.
We were a part of that with the Heart and Estate Trust in designing the employability skills program, which covered 10 units. And I think they selected over 50 persons from different constituencies who were scaffolded with employability skills.
Okay.
Quite a lot of our students are leaving high schools and are struggling to even learn to, or even know how to conduct themselves in an interview, or even to write a resume, how to manage conflict at work, how not to view the workplace as just being a transactional approach, but a stepping stone in terms of just managing your own affairs and becoming your better self. So I personally recognize the importance of City and Guilds. When I went to high school, I remember I did auto mechanics, and it also at City and Guilds, and it helped me to understand how to manage my own motor vehicle.
Got you.
So it creates that ability approach for you physically and mentally. And the contract with the Ministry of Education is one that we also have a contract with the Heart and Estate Trust to provide assured programs for Heart, because Heart, they're doing a fabulous job. The assessment team, they're headed by Miss Marsha Grant. They're doing a fabulous job island-wide in going around and certifying. We have programs that we certify even DJs.
But if I can just jump in here, it's all about access.
Access
To vocational. We're in the last few seconds of the interview. Real quick, if this journalism thing doesn't work out for me, I want to do engineering. How do I access your examinations?
Well, from a private perspective, it is offered through IRRQ, that's internationally recognized qualifications. It's right across from Andrews Hospital.
Okay.
That's a center that offers it.
Hope Road.
Right, Hope Road, right. The Heart and Estate Trust offers it as well. We're currently in 5 high schools. We're looking to expand. So Jamaica College, Excelsior Community College, York Castle High, Brownstown has signaled that they want to come on board.
Okay.
And we're trying to partner with some tertiary institutions locally, because again, the Ministry of Education would have started an approach through the sixth form pathway.
Yes.
And that's where we want to really cement the engineering program in the sixth form pathway through the tertiary institution, the community colleges. So I am positive that maybe next year this time you'll be inviting me back on the program to speak on the success.
I love the soul of that. Last 2 seconds of the program, directly to our audience. What's on your heart? City and Guilds.
Well, our motto states, believe you can. So again, you don't have to have the approach you want to become a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher. Skills pays the bills, and we are here to assist you to afford that opportunity of becoming a technical person in any vocational field here locally and regionally.
All right, skills pays the bills indeed, and this has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Dr. Bentley A. Brown, Chief Business Executive at City and Guilds. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Take good care.
Stress, the state of worry or some form of mental tension caused by a difficult situation. This 6-letter word has caused chaos in so many lives and is possibly the cause of others losing their lives. If Hans Selye is to be believed, it's not stress that kills us, it's our reaction to it. It's important to understand that difficulty is a part of life. This is not unique to any one person. So talk to someone if you need to. Cry if you have to. Take a step back, breathe, relax, and start again. And trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. That's it for this week's Sunday Afternoon Detox. See you next time. Fear is not the decider. Nervousness is understandable. Victory is the goal after all. You are strong. You are brave. You have what it takes. You are ready. You are ready.
Today degrees all day. There were nights we would fight.
An apt reminder that we can do it. No matter who you are, we all feel some sort of anxiety, a feeling that can lead us to make rushed decisions that may not be beneficial to us. One such thing is choosing one's degree program. Watch this.
When thinking about who you are as a young person and thinking about what you want to become, fundamentally we have to begin to think about the degrees that we need to have and also the life that we want to have in our journey.
As a child, one can seem certain about the profession he or she wants to lead. A doctor, a lawyer, a police officer, maybe even a firefighter. The possibilities seem endless. But then comes adulthood and the moment where you need to make a definitive decision. A lot is riding on that decision. Money you may or may not have. Time you'll never be able to recover. And of course, a parent or guardian you may not want to disappoint. You may find yourself steering into the future where anything is possible, and yet the choice of what career you want to go into is difficult. Here are some things to do to help you make the best choice when choosing your degree program and ultimately the career you will lead. First, you may want to consider your interest. What excites you is what will automatically draw you in.
Fundamentally, do not do a degree because your friend likes that degree. I know a lot of people who pursue degrees, pursue tertiary level education, doing something that they don't like but because their friend is doing it. That's a no-no. The fundamental thing about doing a degree and doing a good degree is something that you do well, easily, without having to struggle.
Then you want to do some research on that role. Research will turn up added information for you to know if this path is right for you. Research can be done in varying ways, but first, get to know yourself.
There are a number of career assessments online that when you do them, they give you an instant report. I recommend to persons who are contemplating career choices to do a minimum of 3 career-related assessments. When you do 3, you give yourself an opportunity to see a pattern in terms of what the reports, how the reports discuss the way you answer your questions. And then once you see the pattern, it's easier for you to narrow down to 3 possible choices that match your interests and your aptitude. And then you can do a deeper exploration of those 3 career choices to include online research, informational interviews with professionals who are in the field, people who are 5 years into the field, 10 years in the field, and beyond 10 years. And that will give you a good set of data to clarify whether this career most likely will suit you.
Now that we have a better understanding of who we are and the job that mostly aligns with our behaviors, let's get some information on those jobs.
One of the things that I ask persons, who is sitting in your ideal job? And that helps them to think in very specific ways as to what they want to be at the height of their career. And once they get some clarity about that, I would ask them to go and arrange informational interviews with at least 3 persons who are doing the job that you aspire to do, to get their journey. Because they are human just like you, and they have insecurities just like you. And when we hear other people's stories, it normalizes our own insecurities, and the fact that they are successful, it paints a very vivid picture to us that what they have done, we can do too.
Make sure you do some background research as to the salary range for these degrees that you plan to do, and make sure that you understand the trajectory of your professional life after you have completed that degree.
Certainly, money should never be the sole motivator for pursuing a certain course of study, but it should be one of the motivations when choosing a degree program.
Job choice and salary go hand in hand. So the same is true. is this college major that I'm contemplating going to provide me with the standard of living that is a reasonable standard of living, that either is equal to the standard of living I had growing up or better, which is what you want.
Consider laboring with the paying of knowledge and or experience.
An internship can be supportive of the career selection, especially if a person has a general idea of a career or two that they would like to pursue. In doing an internship, they will have gotten as close as possible to actually committing to a career path without committing to it. And through the internship, they'll be able to see if some of the assumptions that they have about what it is like doing this all day, if those assumptions are true, and they have more data they can use to make a decision to say, yes, this would be good for me or not.
You will want to contemplate the current state of the job market and what statistics point to in regards to future jobs. No doubt some jobs have become obsolete, while others are becoming oversaturated. These should be considered when thinking about your degree program and ultimately your career path.
In looking for a degree, you look for whether the labor market has a demand. Is that going to prepare you for a profession that is growing, or is that profession stabilizing or dying?
We don't have many museums here, and we don't have many galas. As a result, doing a degree in history, for example, might not be the right thing for you to do if you don't plan to work in a museum or you don't plan to work in a library.
Interpersonal skills go hand in hand with your job choice. You might be smitten with the idea of a career that demands people skills, but you're shy and not at all outgoing. You may want to consider if this path is for you at all. But if you decide it is, then be honest with yourself about the skills you need to work on to fulfill this role.
So I would encourage somebody who is shy and self-conscious to, in a kind and compassionate way, give themselves more and more challenges in that area until they master it. The more you put yourself in the context that causes you discomfort, is the more you master that context.
Finally, you want to find out if the institution and the course of study that you will be pursuing is accredited. Accreditation is a review of the quality of higher education institutions and programs. The University Council of Jamaica would be able to help in this regard.
Think about these things, focus, get to know yourself, get to understand your skills, get to know your deficiencies, get to know your positives. And it is through these things that you will begin now to master yourself so that you can master whatever discipline that you choose to do.
And with that, we've come to the end of today's show. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website at gis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.